So I was reading through your comments and I have to agree. I think you might be right. In fact, I think quite a few of you might be right about a little something that we did in this skyscraper, specifically this right here. And this is good timing. We have a courier heading out with a bunch of boxes and heading down the stairs. And I assume they are going to continue heading down the stairs with all of those boxes, almost to illustrate my point, or rather to illustrate your point, that it's probably a little bit silly to have this printing room so far up the tower, especially given that we do have space down here that could be used for it. Now, obviously we did have some printing down here. Obviously that didn't really work out, but what I'm thinking we're going to do is I'm going to move the servers because they are easy to move, right? It's a relatively simple process. And I was thinking we move the servers into the security room right here. So very quickly, what I'm going to do is get myself a whole bunch of new servers. And then just because I like to do this, I want to color code them. So the store servers are going to be a slightly lighter color. I think that's kind of neat. Maybe the servers themselves could be a lighter color. Maybe the store servers are going to be a nice sort of pinkish reddish color, just because we can. And then with that color coding done and the servers connected together, what I need to do is go into my servers category. We have server 0, which is the bigger of the two, and server 8. Server 8 is basically going to be our source control. So we're going to move source control over to server 8, and we're going to move the store Nexus over to server 0, because again, that's going to be the new store. I then want to come downstairs. I want to select everything in this room and delete it because we don't need it anymore. And we're going to head upstairs to copy and paste everything in this room down to that bottom floor, because it probably just makes more sense to have all of this printing down here. That just seems like a good idea. I also want to grab this primary color and I want to change some things. I think I could have some fun in here. I think the walls of this room could perhaps be that color. I think that's fair enough. I don't know that we need lighting in here. We probably don't, but I think I'm going to do it anyway as well, just because we're here and we might as well get a little bit of lighting in here so it's not, you know, totally pitch black at nighttime. And then if we head back up, all I need to do is select everything in this room and delete it, and that gives me another space, which is fantastic. That is good. We can use that for another team. We can use that to expand a current team that we have, and that means that all I need to do now is rename server 0 to, I guess we'll just call it the Nexus server, since it is the store server. And then server 8 is source control management, so we will rename that as well, which means that, yeah, you were right. This makes a lot more sense to have our printing down here. It means that the couriers don't need to go up through the building. I'm also wondering, unfortunately, I can't select these parking spots out here, which is something we can do if we own the property. If we own the land, we can select parking spots and assign them to couriers. So this would probably make a little bit more sense if we did that. But I'm hoping that the couriers will just park down here, walk across, grab whatever they need, and then, you know, head out. That's the goal. That's what we're looking for. Anyway, it is now February of 1996, which means that Pixel 2 needs to go out the door today. So what we're going to do with only 24 bugs fixed is basically just release this thing and see how it goes. So 2, 5, and 4 is okay. No one knows who Nerdrosoft is. Apparently, look at Photo Pro 3. That's fine. The marketing campaign for this guy is going to be $50,000. And I'm going to order some copies. I don't know if I've actually set this up to be printed. I'm going to order 100,000 copies just because I think that's a good idea. We can afford to do it, so it's not the end of the world. And what I would like to do is just rearrange some things here. So move Pixel 2 marketing up to the top, and we'll make it a priority 10. Space Command 3 is going to go down to priority 9. And we can keep an eye on those just at the top of the screen. Sergeant Stabby Face is definitely up there. Let's make Pixel 2 a top priority. Let's make Space Command a top priority, maybe a 9 instead, since it's not quite as recent. And then we'll go to maybe an 8 for Stabby Face and maybe down to a 7 for Nexus. So that way everything's nicely arranged here on the right side in terms of priority. Reverb 3 is still coming along, which is fine. We're updating Sergeant Stabby Face as well, which is very nearly done. That's good. We are porting Space Command 3 at the moment, which I think is a good idea, but I want to sort of rearrange my teams a little bit because I have everyone doing everything, and I don't think that's a good idea given that my audio team is working on Reverb. So let's take the audio team out of the Space Command job. Let's take the 2D editors out of there as well. I don't think we need them. Nexus 2 is being worked on by everybody. That is okay. And porting Sergeant Stabby Face, I think, is also just going to be the game devs. But I want these port jobs to be a little bit lower priority because I have some things that I think the game devs are going to want to do in the not too distant future. But before we get to any of that, I have some ideas. I'm thinking that maybe, just maybe, Pixel 2 is going to need to be updated. It does need to make some money. Not too much, but a decent little bit of money. So let's immediately get on all of that. Let's start by porting it because that seems like a fair idea. The 2D editor is going to be doing this, and we're going to be going for this operating system just because we can, and we're going to update it to have the latest 2D tech and the latest systems tech. It'll be the 2D editors working on this as well. Source control, of course. And I'm hoping it's going to be good. I'm hoping that it's going to be a good thing. It is great. It's inspiring. That's what we're looking for. Space Command 3 is still making some pretty good money there as well, which is good news. So I suppose we want to make this a top priority. In fact, you know what? I want to make the update the top priority. I want to see if we can get that done with the 2D editor team today before too many people get their hands on Pixel 2. And unfortunately, I think the 2D editors have gone to a meeting, which definitely slowed things down a little bit. I'm not 100% sure that that Pixel 2 update is going to get done in time, which is really unfortunate. I mean, meetings, I'm pretty sure, are good for your teams. They just slow things down a bit, and it does get a little bit grim. But that's all right. We spent roughly $50,000 marketing Pixel 2. I do want to just double check something. We are printing it, aiming for 50,000. That's fine. Let's see if it makes money. Let's see how this goes. Pixel 2, $345,000. Okay. That could be better. That could definitely be better. I don't love that, but that's okay. That's all right. We will hopefully make it work, and hopefully everything will be fine. The update is looking like it's going to get done, which is fine, I guess. I'm a little bit whelmed by the Pixel 2 release there. I really was expecting something a little bit better. We'll finish the update though, which is good. That means that the 2D team can go and focus on porting it to a new operating system. And I suppose it looks like Sergeant Stabby Face is finished as well. Reverb is... When did the original Reverb come out? I love doing this. Reverb 2 was December 87. Okay. So if it was December 87, can I announce Reverb 3 for December 96? So 9 years later? It's at 93% on the code. I don't know that it's gonna necessarily... I don't know. I don't know. I'm gonna put the 2D editor team on this as well. And I think I'm gonna do that. I think we're gonna announce December this year as the... Actually, no. We don't want to do that. We want to look at the event calendar. What's coming out this year? So Reverb is an audio tool. There is one coming out from our old publisher. Ooh. How are they doing these days? How is my... So I'm right here. They're down here. They bounced back a little bit. They were doing really badly for a little bit there, but they seem to be doing all right now, which is pretty good. So, I don't know that I want to aim for December. I don't think that's a good idea. I think we should, do we want to undercut it for, like, do we want to do September and risk this being so much better than what I'm doing? That could be fun. It wouldn't give me very long to finish it, but I think September 96 for Reverb 3 is what we're going to go for. This feels risky, but I think we're going to do it. And I think we're immediately going to send the marketing team to work on this. And I think we'll send it a press build. And I think we'll hype it as well and just see what happens. I'm hoping for the best on that. I might be messing up here. This might be a really bad idea, but We will see. We will see how this goes. We'll see how things work out. I'm hoping everything is gonna be all right. I'm also thinking Space Command 3. Now that we have Pixel 2 on the market, we can bring this thing up to date a little bit, and we can use Pixel 2 to make that happen. So it's great. It's inspiring. That's good. The audio for this thing is going to be slightly trickier because I can't use my own thing unless I update Reverb. And even Reverb 3 would need updated. So I think, unfortunately, we're just going to bring everything up to date. We're going to be doing the game dev team for this update and the audio tool in question. Tech level, I guess, great, inspiring, Rhythmic Forge 4. We'll just go for that. We'll see what happens. Let's get the update out there and let's make it a top priority, because I do think, given that Space Command is doing, 2 million right now, I think it's a good idea to make sure that it's in the public eye. People are aware it's being supported. My voice is apparently all over the place today, which is great. It's totally fine. Oh, no, we haven't had this in a little while. Are we all right? Oh, they got chased off. That's good. Some of my electronics are being affected by the heat. Oh yeah. I didn't think about that, did I? Okay, we're gonna need some industrial ventilation up there, and I'm gonna put it right on that wall. I'm gonna put another one down there, and my poor security guys are gonna be in there in 8-degree weather. that's unfortunate. That's gonna be miserable. That is, yeah, that's gonna be a really miserable time for those guys. I feel a little bit bad for them, but they'll manage. They'll live. They'll be all right. Oh, I've been nominated for an award. Let's have a look and see. Most profitable product is gonna be Space Command 3. Not bad at all. That's gonna have to go into Bella's office, I suppose. It is a game that we've been working on, so let's just move this desk. We'll copy it and get a new one, and we can put the award right there. We're getting to a point where we're starting to see yearly awards, and that makes me very, very happy. We're also sitting with $35.5 million, so that's making me pretty happy as well. What also makes me happy is Reverb 3 being very close to 100% finished, and this Space Command 3 update being very nearly done as well. I'm hoping that Reverb 3 is going to have a decent amount of time to, I need it to kind of flash here a little bit. I also probably haven't marketed it very well, which is not exactly ideal. Let's make that press release a bit of a top priority. Let's send out another press build and see if we can, speed things up a little bit. Whatever happens here, we need Reverb 3 to go into beta today, because it's really not going to have much of a beta phase at all. So there we go. It's ready to go into beta. That's fine, I guess. Space Command 3, this update is done, so we'll send that out as well. And I think while we're here, I would like to make sure that this is on all relevant operating systems, and it absolutely is, which is fantastic. So, Space Command is doing all right. Pixel 2 has made a profit. That is what we're looking for. I'm feeling pretty good about it. I also want to just make sure that we're doing okay. So Nexus has a lot of queued tickets right now, and we are about to release another thing. I think we might want to expand the support team a little bit. We have them in here. What I'm thinking we do is I'm going to select all of this furniture and I'm going to put them in this room. I think that's probably fair. And I think what we can also do is give them some, where am I looking? Some of these guys, some phones. It's a little bit noisy, but it's good for service jobs, and that's what support happens to be. So we'll just boost the efficiency of my support team just a little bit by giving them some phones in here. And hopefully that's just going to speed things up. Hopefully that means we'll get through some tickets. And it also means that I have 8 new employees for the support team, which is great. There's 8 desks in here. There's a team leader, so there's 7 in this room, but you get the idea. It should be totally fine. And I think what we'll also do is the interior is purple. The floor is that color. That seems fine by me. Let's go ahead and switch this to support. And I think, let's have a little look here at the support team. HR management is unfortunately not a thing. So we'll be looking for 15 employees. Specializations will just be support. That seems fine. And traits, I want fast learners. I want no specialization. Actually, I want fast learners. I think that's a good idea. I don't want people that go to the bathroom often. I don't want people that are slow to eat. I don't want slow walkers. and that's probably fine. That's actually totally fine. I also want high salaries because I think that's important, and we'll say 5 of them at a time can go be educated just because it'll only take so long. We'll give them a $2 million budget, and that seems fine. I think that's okay. They are going to need a level 3 HR leader though, which means unfortunately Melanie Houston is probably going to have to be fired as it stands, because if we look at your service skill, not service skill, leadership skill, I need HR, I need you to do this, and I need you to be able to multitask. So, well, I probably don't need you to multitask. You just need that tier of multitasking there. I wonder if socialization would be an idea for these guys. I really don't want my support team to not be doing their job though, because they're in a meeting, but I think regardless, Melanie is going to be fired. And I think we're just going to have to look and see. So the support team is 140% compatible, 75% cohesive. Can I bring someone in here that's going to be better? So leader, secondary service, we'll do salary high. I need HR. I need socialization. Sure. That's what we'll go for. Now we want this person to go into the support team. Unfortunately, compatibility is going to be bad for a lot of them, which kind of sucks. I don't love that, but I think it'll be all right. I think Mohammed here is actually the best shout because he's also got multitasking. So despite the bad compatibility, you're hired, buddy. And we're going to go in here and set you as the new team leader. So leader, and we'll set you as secondary and everything else. That seems like a fair idea. And that should mean that this team gets filled out pretty quickly. Now, a lot of these people are quite young. A few of them are quite young, which means their efficiency might not be that good, but we should see this team. Yeah, and we are seeing this team start to fill out. So if we look in here, the cohesion has gone down, the compatibility has gone down. That's not exactly ideal, but they'll figure it out, I'm sure. And we just did 3.2 million on Space Command 3. That's amazing. And we can't keep up with support. So timing wise, I would say we just did the right thing. I think expanding that support team when we did was definitely the right call. And yeah, Nexus has no tickets. This has no tickets. We're doing all right. A lot of verified bugs for Pixel 2 though. So let's immediately go in here and bring everything up to date. And let's get the 2D editors working on that. Let's have a look in here. 2 bugs for Space Command 3. None here, and not very many for Nexus either. Okay. I'll tell you what, we can't bring... Unfortunately, we're going to have to wait to update Space Command until this pixel update's done. So let's speed through that as quickly as we can. I think I'm going to let them just fix all the bugs as well, because that just seems like a fair thing to do. And that kind of puts us... Oh, wait a minute. I just realized it's September. I just realized it's September. Reverb needs to go out. Let's do a maximum 50,000 copies. That seems fair enough. We will have to release this, I suppose. And we have to release Reverb 3, which is, ooh. Okay. A lot of work went into it. It's an ambitious idea by me. Are we supposed to know who Nerdrosoft is by Amplitude Deluxe instead? That feels like a paid thing. I don't know. I knocked it out of the park, which is a shame because we encountered a ton of bugs. Oh boy. All right, $50,000 for marketing on this one. I'm going to order 200,000 copies. I'm going to be a little bit ambitious with this one. That might be a bad idea, but we'll see what happens. Make it a top priority. I mean, marketing's doing nothing today. Oh no. Oh, I didn't really think about that. Okay. Marketing actually seems to be struggling a little bit to do a lot of things. I don't know if I want to expand the marketing team or if I want a second marketing team. I'm not really too sure what the best bet would be. We do only have one room left, so we're gonna have to figure that out, man. Oh boy. All right, Reverb 3. We're looking at $2.6 million. Okay. And that's with sparse marketing. Okay. Let's get this thing updated as quickly as we possibly can. In fact, if I could get that pixel update done, I can use Pixel 2 in the Reverb 3 update. And that would be kind of incredible. And yeah, look at that. I think, unfortunately, not all of the bugs are going to be finished, but if I can get the tech level updated here, that's enough for me. So let's, come on. That's what I'm looking for. That's what I'm looking for right there. Okay. So what we need to do is update this. Audio comes up, 2D comes up, systems come up. We will use Pixel 2 for this update, and it's reverb. So it's the audio team working on this update. We'll make that a priority. And then for Pixel 2 update, we've got a bunch of bugs. Give that to the 2D editor team. And, well, yeah, I guess now we can go into Space Command and we can say bring the 2D up to scratch with Pixel 2 so that we're not paying anything for that. That'll be the game dev team, which is totally fine. And Sergeant Stabby Face doesn't have that many active users. Honestly, that's probably okay. The 2D editor for this will be Pixel 2. We'll get it updated. The audio tool. Oh, I think we're gonna have to wait for Reverb 3 to be updated before we do this. Or, nah, you know what? Rhythmic Forge, we'll just use it. There's no bugs to fix here. This should be fine. We really shouldn't have to worry too much about it. A whole bunch of updates to go through. That's what I like to see. Very, very happy with that. 4.1 million on Reverb 3 and 4.7 million from Space Command 3. All right, you know what we're gonna do just to stay on top of this, because we are not working in another Space Command right now. I mean, Space Command 3 came out in, 2 years ago. I think what we're doing here is, I think Nerdrosoft internally is gonna be in a bit of a crisis right now, because a product that came out 2 years ago, a video game that came out 2 years ago, is now outselling everything that the company has done. Which is good. Don't get me wrong, this is good. It's a good crisis that Nerdrosoft is experiencing right now. But I like to think someone in Nerdrosoft, some of the big wigs are gonna be sitting there going, man, we have a problem because we've released 2 things since doing this. I mean, admittedly, we released them this year, so they haven't had the 2 years, but you get where I'm going. It's a narrative, okay? Bear with me, stick with me, you'll figure it out. Someone's sitting there going, we have done Pixel 2 and Reverb 3. They haven't been the runaway successes that we're looking for. Reverb 3 has the chance of doing that. It definitely has the chance. Hopefully marketing picks up a little bit and stuff like that, and hopefully it'll be okay. But I like to think someone at Nerdrosoft is sitting there going, we need to capitalize on the success of Space Command 3. We're not making another one right now. We can't just churn out a video game, but what we can do is we can make a booster pack. So that is what we're going to be doing. We're going to make a booster pack, or the booster pack for Space Command 3. It is going to be on source control. It is just going to be the game devs working on this because it really shouldn't take too long to do at all. And we want to satisfy the market as much as possible. So systems will be, some new gameplay. We can do a little bit of wasted interest there is totally fine. We could do some stuff with the graphics here. A little bit more wasted interest is all right. And we'll do something like this. So 100% interest, 12% wasted, less than a year, $20. That should be fine. We're going to be using Pixel 2 to make this happen, and we're going to be using Rhythmic Forge 4 to make this happen, which means we shouldn't be spending too much on licenses. Well, 8,700 is fine, but we're getting to a point where we're using our own licenses, and I'm okay with that. So let's develop this, and let's make this a top priority. And that's what we're announcing this month, basically. Nerdrosoft is like, they've done a little. It's 1996. They're not doing like a Nintendo Direct type thing, but they've put out statements in magazines and on like gaming TV, which was a thing. There was a gaming TV channel, I think in the 90s, maybe early 2000s. We might be slightly before it here, but that's fine. They've gone and said, we hear you. Space Commanders. That's the name of the fans of Space Command. Obviously, we all knew that, right? Space Commanders, we hear you. And there's more coming. We're doing something we've never done before. They're lying now, is what, just to be clear. It's been a little while since we did an expansion pack, so they're like, we've never done this before. We're making a booster pack. Anyway, you get the idea. We're making an expansion for Space Command 3, okay? That's what I'm getting at here. Let's release this update. Let's release this update as well. And, yeah. That's what we're doing, all right? That's where we're at here. Let's accept this and close. 4.8 million for Reverb, 3.5 for Space Command. Pixel 2 is up to 1.5 million, which is kind of huge. That is actually a really big deal for Pixel 2. We are making more money now than I think we have ever made, which makes me very excited. And you know, I would like to look at the chart for Space Command really quickly. How are we looking? That is ridiculous. We can also see what we've done over the course of this thing's life. So obviously November it released, but we also put out the 3.1 patch, which is good. We've ported it, we've ported it, we've ported it. More recently, we ported it, we updated it, we'd have updated it again, 3.4 patch. We're doing good, is what we're doing. We're doing pretty good here. Also looks like the booster pack is ready to develop, so let's market this, and let's say it is gonna be, how quickly is this gonna go? Relatively quickly. I don't know when I wanna put this thing out. I think I wanna give it a fair little bit of marketing. I don't think June, but I think we're gonna say April for the, you know what? Maybe we'll say May. We'll go for Star Wars Day. That's what it is. It's a tie. Oh, well, it's not a tie-in. It's called a booster pack, but it's 20 years, 1997. It's 20 years since Star Wars came out. I don't think, was it May of 77 that it came out? Regardless, it's been 20 years. We're celebrating with a little homage to the original Star Wars movies. So yeah, May of 19,000 followers. Oh boy. Oh boy. Why don't I just send out a press build of something that's not even done? Oh, that might have been a bad idea. Okay, you know what? We'll be fine is what we'll be. We will be totally fine. It's 3 million on Reverb, 2.6 in Space Command. We're still doing totally fine. Some employees are unhappy. Why are you unhappy? What's going on with you? Job satisfaction. You dislike a team member. Well, I mean, I don't know what you want me to do about that. Oh, compatibility. What team? You're in the support team. Okay. I want to say it might not be a bad idea to just fire most of the support team and let the new leader build something a little bit more compatible. But we'll see what happens. Oh, wow. 85,000. This thing is going to be huge. Also, Nexus ready to develop. So we'll get that going through. That seems like a fair idea. Bring that down in terms of priority, though. I don't really think I care about as much as the, as much as I care about the booster pack. I think that is definitely going to be my priority going forward. Oh, now this is interesting. Reverb 3 has run out of stock. That's not exactly ideal. I am printing it, which is fair enough. So I think what we'll do is just order some copies. We'll do 34,000 just to try and deal with the issues going on there. Still a solid 3 million from Reverb 3. That's not bad at all. And if we look at my releases or look at my profits, Space Command 3 is up here. That is perfect. $61.3 million is incredible. Sergeant Stabby Face, still second place, but Reverb 3, another month or two, is going to take over and be the second most profitable thing this company has ever done. So the panic, the internal panic at Nerdrosoft is probably winding down a little bit. That one executive that's like, we need more video games, is probably running into my office right now. I'm apparently sick of him. And we need more reverb. So it's just, he's chasing the money, right? We don't have executives. We have me, Bob, and Bella, but you get the idea. All right. I'm having fun with my narrative here. Don't ruin it for me. just go with it. All right. We're doing all right. We're making loads of money. All right. If what am I doing? Oh man, what am I doing? All right. Whatever I'm doing, it is April of 97. Booster pack goes out. Well, it's now May. Booster pack goes out this month. So let's just release this thing. It is 5, 4, and 5, which is incredible. Marketing budget will be 25,000. It's an expansion pack. It's all right. And I'm going to do 130,000 copies off the jump there just to see how that goes. Now we are marketing. Ooh, we are marketing. Oh, they went home empty-handed. I thought they got in there for a second. I think they might have, but security chased them off. We are marketing 4 things right now, so I'm not too sure how well my marketing team is going to handle that. And by the looks of it, not very well. So I almost want to say that maybe we should get our hands on another marketing team. I think that might be a good idea. I was kind of wanting to use this room for some legal stuff. That was kind of my plan with this room, but I unfortunately don't think that's going to be the case. So let me go and grab all of this and we'll just move it upstairs. And I suppose we can color, I don't know, color code this something a little bit different. So object color, purple. I don't know what the other marketing team is, but these guys can be, well, actually, once we make the team, don't they get assigned a color that way? So team name, we'll do marketing 2, and we'll add that team. They're a nice sort of pink color, which is fine. You guys are gonna be renamed to marketing 1. I don't think we need 2 marketing teams. I think I could probably just expand the 1, but I think it's all right. I think we'll manage. So let's select all of this, recolor it to that nice sort of pinkish color. Select all of you, recolor it to that same sort of pinkish color. And then the room itself, if we just recolor these guys, the interior is this, the floor is this. This one then gets repainted to that same pinkish color, which is all right. I can make that work. So switch team to marketing 2. And that seems all right. We just need to get ourselves a leader is what we're looking for. So I think I want HR and socialization, and I think that's all right. So we'll begin looking. They're going to be going to marketing 2, and I want to sort by skill. So my Rogers, you are not, I think I might have sorted by the wrong category there. Role, oh no, I'm sorting by leader is what I'm looking for right now. Okay, we're fine. No new applicants found. That's all right. So HR and socialization, that's perfect. Let's bring you in. That seems like a good idea. So marketing 2, employees, we'll go to you and change you over to be our team leader. And then everything else is secondary. And then for marketing 2, I think I'll pause while I set this up. Let's give them a slightly increased budget. I don't know if that makes much of a difference. We'll do all of this, educate, I don't know, 2 at a time. Then it's going to be 7 employees specialized in marketing. I want, oh, what do I want here? Is there anything that's going to be good? I could let them work on the upper floors, but I don't know where they're going to be working in the next building. I could do below average salary requirements. That would be good. We'll just do this. And I don't want them to be slow at getting around or anything like that. So I think that'll be all right. So we'll just go for that. And high salaries seems like a fair shout as well. So that should be fine. We'll let the simulation run. We should see marketing 2 fill out, and it's pretty compatible, which is fantastic news. So they should all end up being in here tomorrow, which is good. Let me just double check something. I have done everything I wanted to do, right? Have we done everything? I just want to double check that we're all right here. Add-ons, booster pack. It's outstanding, which is amazing news. Okay. So it's gone out. Let's see how things go here. We just got up to 83 million. We just did 2.8 on Space Command, 1.1 here, 2.7 here, 3.1 million on the booster pack. That is ridiculous. The product has run out of stock. Reverb rate again? Interesting. That's very interesting. Okay. Let's have a little bit of a look at Reverb 3. Past month 2.7, 200,000 active users. Let's have a look at manufacturing. Reverb 3 has very few in stock. We have a few in storage, which is all right. I guess we're just not picking everything up. So I think I'll order some copies just to try and deal with that. And I think given that my printing is down here and looking, I'd imagine going to be kind of full. Let me go to manage staff and see where my couriers happen to be right now. So you guys are coming in. You guys all come in the morning. I might want to space them out a little bit. So let's do, I don't know. Let's do 6 a.m. for you. And then let's do, I don't know. We'll do 6 a.m. for you as well. And then we'll do 10 a.m. for you. And we'll do, I guess, 10 a.m. for you. We'll do 2 p.m. for you. And we'll do 2 p.m. for you. I might want to space them out a little bit more. I'm not too sure that there's going to be a need for that many couriers in those spaces, but we'll see how it goes. is what we'll do. We'll see if the couriers end up, you know, clearing all of this out. They're certainly not here at the moment though, which is interesting to say the very least. I don't love the fact that my couriers just haven't showed up today, but I guess we'll manage, right? Everything should be fine. Ooh, 2 out of 4 categories. Best product is, oh, it's me with reverb. Beautiful. That is me as well. And best designer is me. Okay. I wasn't expecting that. Oh, wow. Booster Pack, Space Command, and Reverb have all run out of stock. Where are my couriers? There we go. They're doing a really bad job. I actually don't think we have enough of them, although they are going to be here throughout the day. So now that I think about it, we should be all right. Pixel 2 is ready to go there. Nexus 2 is ready to go into beta. Okay, how are we looking for distribution now? We have a few more in stock, which is good. Let's bring these guys up to a maximum of 100,000 copies just to make sure that they are going to be, you know, actually in stock, since we do seem to be running into some issues with those. And I mean, these guys are going to be here for a little bit, but I think I want to bring in 2 more couriers, and I think I want to say bring them in at 6 p.m. They can leave at 10 p.m. just to make sure that we are grabbing as much product as is possible. Although looking at this, it's really not going to be all that efficient, but it should be fine. We should be all right. Let's have a look here. Oh, Booster Pack is out of stock now. Yeah, the sales have really fallen off for that one. I mean, it is going to fall off. It's an expansion, so it makes sense, but that is unfortunate that it's not doing as well as it could be because the sales keep falling off because we don't have enough in stock. In saying all of that, we are almost $100 million company now, which is ridiculous. That is huge for good old Nerdrosoft. If we look at our profits overall, $70 million from Space Command 3. That is huge. Reverb, 32 million. I think I'd be an idiot to not do another Space Command at this point. Although, again, for the sake of my narrative and my inner monologue, I would be lying if I said I wasn't really tempted to pivot away from it and do something else, just because I love the idea of doing that. I love when a company, I genuinely do. It doesn't make a lot of sense in a video game, but I love when a company has like a runaway success and then kind of turns around and goes, okay, well, that was fun. We're going to go do something else now. It's kind of like how the guys that made Baldur's Gate 3 aren't doing another Baldur's Gate. They're doing something completely different. And there's a whole thing around why that could be, but I kind of respect it. I respect that they're like, yeah, we are really proud of what we did. We are really, really pleased with the reception. We love that people love it, but we're going to do something else. We're not just going to be the studio that does this forever. That doesn't make sense in a video game like Software Inc., because the whole point is to make more money, but there is a small part of me that wants Nerdrosoft to go and do other things. I want to get into making hardware. That's a thing that I want to do. I do want Nerdrosoft to make hardware, and that's going to mean that we need our own factory, and that's going to be its own building, which is kind of a huge deal. So yeah, there's there's definitely some stuff to do here. Let's swap some marketing around here because I realize marketing 2 hasn't been assigned to anything just yet. So marketing 2 is going to do this, and they're going to do this as well. So we'll let those guys deal with marketing the top 2, and then marketing 1 can deal with those 2. And that should mean that, yeah, marketing is going pretty well there. At least I'm hoping it's going pretty well. It looks like it's going pretty well, which is, well, that's what I'm looking for. So at the very least, we will fully market some of the things that we're releasing from this company. And I think, given that it is coming up to the end of 1997, and given that this episode is going on a little bit now, I think the best thing we could do is October 97, we're going to send out Nexus 2 to the market. That'll be our new digital distribution platform, and hopefully it's going to get us a whole bunch of people. I'm also thinking that October 97 is when we're going to cross that $100 million barrier. That is huge. Let's release Nexus 2. Let's immediately update Nexus 2, which is going to need all of its tech brought up to date. Let's get everybody working on this just to make it happen as quick as we possibly can. So we'll send this update out. Hopefully it's a day one patch. It looks like it will be a day one patch, which is great news. So we'll get that done. And now we have a lot of verified bugs for Reverb 3. Let's get the audio team working on this, and bringing 2D up to date is gonna be tricky. Okay, we have an order for, we have an order for this. Systems and 2D. Let's get the 2D editor team working on this and update. That is looking like it's gonna be a relatively quick update. Hopefully a today kind of update by the looks of it. It almost is. It's not. It is. Okay, right. So Pixel 2 is updated. Reverb 3 can now be updated to 1994 tech using Pixel 2, so we don't have to pay any licenses for that, and that's going to be my audio team, just to make sure. I mean, that's a lot of bugs. It's a lot of bugs that need sorted out there. And then Space Command, the audio is going to have to wait, unfortunately, to be brought up to date. But I guess what we can do, just before we wrap things up for today, let's get this thing ported. Let's give the game devs a little something to do. There are a couple of operating systems that do not have Space Command 3 just yet. They also don't have Sergeant Stabby Face, which I think is a crying shame. So we'll bring both of those to some new operating systems. And I think Space Command is going to have to be the priority because Sergeant Stabby Face has 8,700 active users. But this seems like a good little list of things to be doing. And I'm kind of thinking that given that we have the 2D team just sitting around doing nothing right now, and given that Pixel 2, whilst it did make really good money, it's falling off a little bit here. I think just before we wrap up, let's start working in Pixel 3. That seems like the right thing to do. Now we could use an existing framework for this. If we sort by release dates, we have the Pixel engine from 1991. Those tech levels are not great, so I don't think there's any benefit to using a framework, because I mean, I don't necessarily want to use these old tech levels, so I want the latest tech in here. So I guess it's just going to be, does it need a framework? I don't even know if it needs a framework. You can spend some development time to create a framework, which you can use to speed up development for future projects in the same category. Okay, so if I use the Pixel engine and I hit OK, and then I bring the tech up to date, I lose the benefits of the framework. I guess. Yeah, I mean, if I take this out of here, yeah, I think we'll use Pixel engine, but we're not really using Pixel engine. I don't know, it's a weird one, this whole thing. Anyway, this is going to be about a year to just make the same thing again. So let's do, I mean, there's going to be so much wasted interest in this, but let's do, I don't know, beautify, make people look better so they're less likely to refund my product. Approximately 2 years if we do that though, which is a little bit worrying. We could do liquefy, we could do procedural shapes. I think everything I do here is going to bring this to approximately 2 years. So you know what? Let's just push the boat out on, I don't know, we'll do image effects, I guess, or clip art. I don't really know which I want to go for here. Maybe we just start working down the line. Maybe we just do procedural shapes and keep, you know, working our way down through everything that we want. So that'll be the new thing for Pixel 3. And we'll make it $69 just because we can. That seems fine by me. It is going to be running on Fluid View 3. We'll just do the one operating system to start with because it's a little bit less work. And then we can analyze the market a little bit. Lower is better. Okay, we'll apply this. And then for, I mean, moving all this around, we have 100% interest pretty much across the board. I can't mess that up by pushing it out this way, but I think right about here, it just, we have 100% interest regardless of what I do. So we'll just do this. That'll be fine. And we'll go next. That seems good. It's not going to be the game devs working on this. It is the 2D editors, and it's the 2D editors. It's only about a year if these guys do it, which is good news. And we're not going to be doing a publisher. Bob is going to be leading this up, which is great. Going to be old Pixel 3 for Bob right there. This about a year has me tempted to throw something else in there. I'm not gonna lie, it's very tempting to throw like liquefy in there, but I think about a year is gonna be closer to 2 years than 1, so we'll stick to my plan. We'll move down the list. We will develop Pixel 3, and that'll be amazing. So that's those guys doing their thing. Obviously, I did mention the idea of doing some automation with things like Reverb 4, or well, I say Reverb 4. It would technically be called, I think we agreed on Echo as the name for Reverb 4. And I think I would also like to, I would like to, well, first off, I want to update Reverb 3 and then go finish the bugs, because the update's kind of more important, because I think at this point I can go and update Space Command with everything that I want in here. So the 2D editor is going to be Pixel, and the audio tool is going to be Reverb 3, just because, again, no license fees is always a good thing there. That's kind of what we're looking for. I think what I'd like to do, and I think it might be the next episode, if not, then it will definitely be the one after. I would like to start moving us into our own building. I think that's going to be really important. We could arguably move into the hardware building. There's a factory that we can lease out. I don't think we would have enough space in that factory for all the teams that I have, unfortunately, so I don't necessarily want to do that unless we split them across, day shifts and night shifts, which is a possibility. But that is also a possibility here. We don't necessarily just need them all coming in during the day. So I could, for example, go and say that, I don't know, marketing one day and night. So there's 2 teams. There's marketing one day, marketing one night. When the day shift leaves, the night shift comes in. So we could have 2 of each team just working different shifts. And it's tempting to do that, because then I could also theoretically, I could have them work on the same project, or I can have them work on different projects. So we could effectively double the size of the company. One half of the employees would basically never see the other half of the employees, and we'd go from there. Also, the booster pack isn't making money, and that marketing, that's, I'm not willing to lose all that money right now. Space Command has been updated. Pixel 3 has come along really nicely. Yeah, I think, I guess let me know in the comments below. What are we looking to do here? Do we want to double the size of the company and just do a day shift and night shift, and then, do a mix of people working on the same things and different things? So that way we could have effectively two game dev teams. One of them can work on continuing Space Command, because I do think we need to continue Space Command. And the other one, I think Space Command is basically going to go and be automated. That's my idea. That's going to be the money printer. Whereas the other team, so whatever team is led by a new employee, will be dealing with Sergeant Stabbyface, and I think that's where we're going to have some fun with all of the amazing names that were suggested for Sergeant Stabbyface sequels. And just on that topic, if you have any ideas for Sergeant Stabbyface adjacent games, so games in that universe, let me know. We can have a look here very quickly just before we wrap things up. In terms of games, there are role-playing games, adventure games, simulation, sports, RTS, and FPS. Sergeant Stabbyface is obviously a first-person shooter. We could make a role-playing game. We could make a real-time strategy game. Just whatever outlandish game concept you have that kind of matches the vibe of Sergeant Stabbyface, let me know. We could have a lot of fun with that. Admittedly, Space Command is an RTS. We probably don't want to do one of those, even though a Sergeant Stabbyface real-time strategy game would be ridiculous in all the best ways. But yeah, let me know in the comments what you think on any or all of that. And I think, yeah, that's going to do us for today. It's 1998. We're doing ridiculous amounts of money. I think one way or another, the company is going to need to move a little bit, which I am honestly okay with. I'm kind of excited to see what we can do with Nerdrosoft going into the future. But yeah, that's going to do us for today. Thank you so much for watching, everybody. It has been an absolute pleasure, as always. And as always, I'll see you next time. Bye-bye.